everybody. How you doing? I'm so happy to see you. You have arrived just in time for story time. And I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of a story about the time when Thomas and friends found the crown? Well, I'm going to tell you a story about it. Do you want to hear it? All right. So, let's see what the engines on the Sodor are doing today. It was a busy day at Brandon Docks. Thomas and Percy were shunting trucks. One of the trucks bashed into Percy's buffer and tipped over. A crate fell out and split open. Look, peeped Percy. It's a middle man! A robot! Silly, Cranky grumbled. It's a suit of armor, like the knight used to wear. A suit of armor? What's a suit of armor doing in a crate? What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? Cranky's right, said Sir Hat. In the old days, the island of Sodor was ruled by kings. The most beloved was King Godred. He lived in Ulfstead Castle and wore a golden crown. The crown disappeared long ago. A crown disappeared from long ago? I wonder where it is now. What do you think? Shall we continue on and see what happens next and figure out where the crown is? Good idea. Sir Thomas Hat said that the ruins of Ulfstead Castle could be seen on the Earl of Sodor's estate. The next morning, Thomas delivered a crate to the Earl's estate. There, he met Millie, the Earl's narrow-gauge engine. If only I had King Godred's golden crown, the Earl said sadly. King Godred's golden crown? I wonder where it is. And who's King Godred? What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? Over the next few days, Thomas, James, and Percy made many deliveries to the Earl's estate. Thomas saw his friend Jack the digger there. I'm helping the Earl restore Ulfstead Castle, Jack puffed. So that's his plan, whistled Thomas. When Thomas, Percy, and James were shunting containers, Thomas saw a flatbed holding a very large crate. The Earl said it was a special delivery for the steamworks. He climbed into Thomas's cab, and the three friends pulled the crate to the steamworks. A very large crate? I wonder who's in there. Or I wonder what's in there. What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? When they got there, a gantry crane lifted the crate to reveal an old engine named Stephen. His wood was worn, and he had rust holes in the spoiler. He hadn't run in years. Surprise! The old engine peeped. Dithra said he had Stephen fixed up in no time. The Earl told Thomas he had a special job for Stephen. But it's best not to say anything yet. I won't say a word, said Thomas. I promise. I wonder why Stephen hasn't run in many years. And I wonder what Stephen's new job is. What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? Dithra worked quickly. Soon, Stephen was good as new. You look really useful again, Thomas peeped. Stephen had told the engines about his early days. I worked so fast, they call me the Rocket, he said. But what job would he do now? As the others rolled away to work, Thomas saw that Stephen looked sad. So Thomas broke his promise and told Stephen that the Earl had a special job for him. Stephen was very excited. Uh-oh, Thomas had kept his promise, but he broke it. But it doesn't really matter. I wonder what Stephen's new job is. What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? Thomas, James, and Percy steam to the Earl's estate. Inside the castle walls, they were amazed to see a giant platform on rails. The Earl called it the Traveler. You three will move the Traveler into place for the man. You must be careful to keep the platform stable. Meanwhile, Stephen wanted to know about his special job. So, he went off to Brandon Docks. There's no work here for an old engine like you, Cranky said. Next, Stephen went to Blue Mountain Quarry. We didn't always use help, Lou peeped. But the trucks Stephen tried to pull were too heavy. He steamed and strained, but they wouldn't move. It looks like Stephen's having a tough time finding this new job. But I guess maybe there are not that many jobs for him to try. What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? When I worked in a mine, the trucks weren't this heavy, said Stephen. Are there any mines around here? Starlolly told me that there was an old mine near the castle ruins. I don't think anyone works there now, he said. Stephen found the entrance to the abandoned mine, and he sighed. There is no job in this island for me. Nearby, Thomas was working with the troublesome trucks. Suddenly, the trucks slipped loose and roared down the hill right towards Stephen. Stephen had no choice but to push it into the mine. His funnel hit the roof and fell off. Ruts crashed down behind him, sealing up the entrance. Oh, where did Stephen go? He went to the mine, and now he disappeared. I wonder where he is. Shall we see what happens next? Stephen searched for a way out. He crept around dark bends and through empty tunnels. But the trucks just went in circles. The only thing he found was an old wooden crate. Thomas and Percy searched for Stephen. At the entrance to the old mine, Thomas saw something familiar lying on the ground. It was Stephen's funnel! Stephen's funnel? Stephen must be in there! But I wonder where he is. What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? Thomas chopped away to get Jack the Digger. Jack cleared the mine entrance, and Thomas raced in. Stephen! Stephen! He peeped. Stephen heard Thomas, but he was too weak to move or even whistle. Finally, Thomas turned a corner and saw a welcome sight. Thomas pushed Stephen out of the mine. The Earl was there to greet them. I found a big wooden chest in the mine, Stephen said. Wonderful, the Earl exclaimed. But first, we must get you ready for tomorrow. You are an engine with a special job to do. A special job to do for Stephen? I wonder what it is. And I wonder what he's going to do at the grand opening tomorrow. What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? Oh, it's tomorrow already. Let's see what Stephen's doing today. The next day, an excited crowd gathered around Ulfstead Castle. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, engines and coaches, said the Earl. Let me introduce my special steam engine, Stephen. He and Millie will be happy to show you the grounds. Stephen's new funnel glittered like gold. It reminded Thomas of something. Whoa! Look at Ulfstead Castle! It's wonderful! And I bet Stephen's funnel looks beautiful too. What do you think? Shall we see what happens next? Stephen found something I thought was lost forever, the Earl said. King Godred's long lost crown! Thomas realized what Stephen's funnel looked like. A crown! The engines cheered for Stephen. He wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but he was really useful, and today, he was a king! And from that day forward, Stephen is still a king to this day, because his funnel looks like a crown! And I'm glad that Stephen has finally found a job. And can you guess what it is? That's right! His job was a guest of honor at the grand opening of Ulfstead Castle. And that's the end of the story. Whew! That was a grand and fun adventure that we had today. And I think Stephen's going to love living on the island of Sodor because he hasn't moved around in years. And we hope we learned a lot about King Godred today. Well, thanks for stopping by for the story time today. And you know where to find us when we do some more story time adventures. Well, until later, bye!